This game is still alive, but only just. Kohli goes down the ground. Kohli goes out of the ground. What a twist! Are we seeing a cricket match or what? There he goes! That's the biggest of them all.
Ravichandran Ashwin said something recently that caught my eye, and it's something that interests me enormously. It's something we talk about a lot in the corporate talks that I do for companies as well. He said he thought at one point that baseball was defenseless cricket. And it struck a chord because one of the things that Test cricket revels in is asking questions of the batter with good balls from time to time and checking out if the batter has the capacity within him or her to be able to keep the good ball away. Then the bad ball will come. Inevitably, a bad ball will come your way. But if you're not around when the bad ball comes, it's not much good, is it? And so can you respect the good ball? Can you tell the bowler, well bowled, but I didn't get out. Well bowled, I didn't get out. Keep bowling good balls at me. I'll respect you. I'll respect this spell, but this spell is not going to go on forever. When the bad ball comes, I'll be around still. I'll still be around. I'll hit the bad ball for 4. And for that to happen, you must have a very strong defense. The best batters in the world, even the most aggressive batters in the world, always are possessed of a strong defense. And as I said, it's something we talk about in the corporate world. I ask companies, I ask individuals, how strong is your defense? And then I read something that pained me deeply, that affected me very, very much. A bright young man, 25 years old, goes to the best universities that our country has to offer, has a job in an organization that a lot of people covet, and he chooses to give up his life at 25. 25. I tell you honestly, it hit home for me. If you've got children, you'll understand that even more. But even otherwise, it hit me hard. 25 years old, the world has to be at your feet when you're as gifted as that young man obviously was, and yet chose to end it. And I thought to myself, I don't know the family, so it'll be unfair to go read too much into it. Did the young man have a defense? Sometimes we want everything to be so good. We want everything to be wow. We want everything to be Instagram. And sometimes we need a defense. My very dear friend Ramchandra, we studied together in chemical engineering, and he went on to have a fabulous corporate career. He often talks about living the plateaus of life. Most of the time, he says, we live life on a plateau. And then occasionally we get a peak. But most of our life is spent on plateaus. And he said, can we find ways of enjoying the plateaus in life and then looking forward to the peak? Because you only get a peak rarely. You don't get a peak every day. If you got a peak every day, it isn't a peak. So in life as well, as in cricket, you will go through phases when there will be plateaus. The bowler is bowling very well. I'll just take a single here. I'll rotate the strike. Maybe I'll just block. I'll duck. I'll weave. Maybe. That's why Test cricket is so good. And then you bowl a bad ball. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly I've got 15 minutes. You watch how Brian Lara used to play. You watch how Tendulkar used to play. They used to bat in spurts. Rest, rest, rest. Boom, boom, boom. Block, block, block. Boom, boom. Because they were playing the game at a pace that came best to them. And I think in life for all of us as well, we must ask ourselves, so what is our defense? And I experienced it myself. Every one of us in life will go through phases when we have to summon our defense. And it happened to me in 2016 when for some reason people said I can't do television anymore. No one told it to me to my face, which is when I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. And we'll talk about that story some other day. But I discovered what my defense was. My life had been wonderful up to then. That was the first time I genuinely needed a defense. I found it around me. I found it in my family. It's the best team you always play for. I found my defense. It made me a different person. Then Crick Buzz arrived. It took me to a different audience. And suddenly life actually became better because I was around with my defense. And I thought I'd leave that to a lot of you youngsters watching this as well. Cultivate your defense because you will need it in life. Sorry if I sound a bit like this elderly one giving advice, but it hit me that a 25-year-old should do that. If a lot of you who are 25, not every day, life's not a bowl of cherries. So work on your defense. Rahul Dravid. Think Rahul Dravid. Work on your defense. Think all the best players in the world. Block the good ball. block the difficult ball, respect, be humble. That is why these qualities have lasted a long time, but I won't make this a big speech. I just thought I'd share those thoughts with you. So thank you for watching and do subscribe to this channel.